Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Is it time?
Yes.
My clock kind of stopped there. It's frozen. Oh, according to DFTBA, it is time. It is. Time for TLDR. You can read the title, can't you? The LockerGnome Daily Report. That's what TLDR is short for. And I'm short too, so don't worry if you're short. Maybe you're tall. Either way, we welcome people of all heights to watch our live video experience here on YouTube. Let me go ahead and say welcome to everybody joining us. Fogarty, Bentar, Mastotopus. Haven't seen him in a while, but he went on a liking spree the other day. It was amazing. I just saw all the stuff coming in on Google Plus through him. We also have Yamazaru Ninja. I also just made mention that DFTBA is here a couple seconds ago. Team Wardo, Tech Guru Jader89, Kyle K, and then of course all of those who are watching on YouTube live. Those who have liked the video, thank you so much, including Inbalanced by Design, Way Muffan, Technology Droid, Tarded Nerf's Gun, Unbox Guy HD, 90 Zinzam, Hunter Down 1, One Radical Dude, Tutorial 144, and Fink Spuff. You know, I can't read your usernames if you throw numbers into them. It's difficult. My mind just cannot keep up with your leetness. You guys are so leet. Thank you for liking this live video. Even though we've just begun, we're very grateful you could be here. We're also very grateful we have the support of a sponsor. We've been telling you about GoToAssist for quite some time, a great product from Citrix. It's essentially a product you can download right now, try it for free, head over to GoToAssist.com, press the Try It Free Now button, and then use the promo code Pirillo, P-I-R-I-L-L-O, that's my last name. If you are in IT, you're a working IT professional, or if you know someone working in IT, they want to check this out. There are people who need your help right away, and they're pulling you from several directions. Wouldn't you rather help like 10 people from one location? GoToAssist is a product that can help you do that. It is easy, and to me, kind of fun. Then again, I like playing around with software and solving people's problems. It's one of the reasons why I got started in this whole tech, punditry, industry, communications thing that I've been doing since 1996. So thank you to GoToAssist. Again, GoToAssist.com. If you want the direct link with the coupon code embedded, we should have it for you in our video's description right here. Look below, go.tagjag.com/GoToAssist. So speaking of the links below, let's take a look. Oh, TwoFruitsOneRobot. They've got a real review section now. TwoFruitsOneRobot.com. Link is below. Microsoft's Humantenna, the next big thing in gaming. Online privacy is Sweden, a dystopia. How to get the Adobe Creative Master Suite for $49. Why Web 1.0 needs to make a comeback, because everyone was talking about Web 2.0 for a while. Remember that, honey? Do you really? No, you don't, because it was a big thing, but it was before you knew me. Really? It's all the same web to you, isn't it? That's okay. We'll try to make it easier for people to understand why we're talking about Web 1.0 and why it needs to make a comeback. It's begging to make a comeback. And we'll also have a discussion about DSLR cameras versus HD camcorders for video. And we've got another story posted, the title, How I Consume the News Without the Television. Also got a link to yesterday's vlog, the one that we posted last night. And I got to tell you, posted it late last night. This morning we woke up 600 likes. Unheard of. I was just, I was thrilled. I could not believe it that we had that many likes for a vlog overnight. We also have the backlink of the day from webdoneright.com. They link back to a LockerGnome post, and then they emailed me to let me know, hey, Chris, I linked back to a LockerGnome article. My email, chris@pirillo.com. So, thank you for joining us. If you have any questions during the course of this broadcast, I would, if I can see them and they haven't been answered before, would be happy to answer them or at least address them I am paying attention to the comments you guys are leaving back here, as well as out there watching YouTube Live. Let me go ahead and tell people who are following me on Facebook that we are streaming live. We have almost 90,000 people subscribe to us on Facebook. It's a bit. I hope you are too. I'm going to go ahead and tweet this out to all the followers on Twitter. And I don't know if you're following Chris Pirillo on Twitter, but it's pretty easy to do. I'm also going to go ahead and, as I say, like this video, just like many of you have liked this video, if only because I can get to the G+1 or the Google +1 button to tell everybody who has circled me on Google Plus that we are streaming live once again. What are you doing? You're watching this video. And hopefully you're sharing this video, because this is only going to be fun if you invite others to watch this video. What? Are you just, you're sitting there, you're selfish if you're just keeping this video to yourself. Let other people know if you've enjoyed the discussion. Now, granted, it hasn't been much of a discussion thus far, but 3, 2, 1. Microsoft's Humantenna, the next big thing in gaming. Well, that's, I guess, according to our guest blogger, Lance Seidman. And just to quote the beginning of the article, and you're more than welcome to read along, in the link that we provided for you in the link below. The evolution looks to be Microsoft's research newly released development, currently known as Humantenna. Sounds like a bad sci-fi network action movie, but as Microsoft says, I'm reading from the page here, Humantenna senses whole body gestures without any instrumentation to the environment and only minimal instrumentation to the user. Leveraging the existing electromagnetic noise coming from appliances and power lines, the human body acts as an antenna and receives this noise, which this project uses as its signal. By measuring the voltage over time over one surface of the body, we are able to classify which gesture the user is performing. Humantenna can also identify the location of a user as well as the gestures being performed. So it's almost like Kinect 2.0. Of sorts. Check it out. We've embedded the... I can't play it because we don't have the rights to necessarily play it back inside of this video, but we've embedded the Humantenna video here in the article. I'm sure you can search for it and find it yourself, but it's just so much easier to just click links, isn't it? Rather than typing things in, blah, blah, blah. Just click a link. Interesting. I've used Kinect. I don't know if anybody back here has used Kinect before. I remember the last time I was called an antenna is when I was a child. And my dad needed better reception for the television. We used to have rabbit ears on the TV. And if you stood next to it and you put your hand on it, the signal got stronger because it channeled through your body. I was an antenna. I think that's probably, the signal's probably what fried my brain. You've never used a Kinect. Try it. Just stop into a Microsoft store if you don't have one. Or I'm sure you have a friend, at least one friend who has an Xbox 360. Unless you break up with any friends who have Xboxes. That's just crazy. Just try it. It's kind of fun. You wave your arm and then it says, hey, I know you. And then you can start moving your stuff around. Stuff by hands, not your stuff. Whatever you want to move and the Kinect can pick up on. Humantenna. Your body is an antenna for things. I am receiving your warmth from here. You can control me with your dress. They're controlling me right now, hon. I have a Kinect connected to the other side of the camera. Stop it! Stop it! You guys, they suck at the whole eye coordinate. Stop! Okay, that's it. I'm gonna stop. Stop! Okay. That was an experiment I don't think we're gonna repeat. Humantenna. Check it out. The link, of course, is in the video's description. Moving on. Online privacy. Is Sweden a dystopia? Link is in the description. So, let's check it out. This is a guest post from Maximilian Majeski. And he clarifies what dystopia is, right at the beginning of the article. Usually an imagined universe in which oppressive societal control and the illusion of a perfect society are maintained through corporate, bureaucratic, technological, moral, or totalitarian control. If you remember George Lucas's film THX 1138, it's pretty much that, a dystopia. So he was talking about privacy, and the question to ask is whether or not human nature can actually be trusted. Does common sense still exist in modern societies? He notes that there in Sweden, where he happens to be, he could be sitting in a car to find out who the owner is of the car in front of us. He can do this by simply typing in a license plate into an app on the phone. Then he can receive a text message with the owner's name for just a nominal fee. This is to his knowledge, not possible in many countries in the world. And of course, he's asking for clarifications if that's the case. So, does common sense still exist in modern societies? I can tell you it is common, but when we interact with each other online, the world of social media, it just seems that a lot of people have become antisocial. We're into telling everybody what we're thinking, but we're not necessarily receptive to what other people are thinking. And that, to me, would be common sense. You're going for a dialogue and getting feedback. You share your thoughts, you receive thoughts, and you have, a dialogue. And that's the beauty of what social media can be. But it just seems that it's the opposite anymore. There are a lot of people who lurk. And I wouldn't say that lurking is avoiding common sense, but common sense would dictate that you should be nice to other people. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen, especially online. And when you take it to the level of human nature, can it actually be trusted? Do you trust yourself? Many people do. But do you trust the people around you? Do you trust that anyone, is going to always use your information for good reason? It's scary, really. As much information as we put out there about ourselves, even has caused, Diana and I to reflect on how we vlog. What should we be vlogging? What should we not be vlogging? What should we be sharing? What information do we want to give people? The more information we give them to attack us with, that's exactly what some people will do. And it hasn't gotten completely out of hand, but I gotta say, I trust people about as far as I can throw them, which isn't very far. I do trust you if you're a nice person and you've only shown yourself to be a nice person. But I'm generally not going to be someone who's going to reveal everything about myself if I don't need to. Why? What's the reason? I got nothing to prove. So, there's a thought. If you could get away with getting this kind of information in Sweden, how would you feel if anybody could get whatever information they could about you without really paying much? Because you can get it today. If you were really gung-ho about getting information, you could do it here in the United States, and I can't imagine that being anywhere different anywhere on the globe. Trust is earned, not given. Chris, that is true. And the thing with social media, and this technological society that we're just beginning to enter into, this information age, trust is almost implicit. Like if I put stuff out there about myself, I trust that you're not going to do anything bad with it. That's kind of that's dangerous. So I do my best to keep myself in check, and I hope everyone else does as well. Be careful about the information that you share about yourself, because you never know when it could turn around and bite you. So let's see here. Next discussion point, how to get the Adobe Creative Master Suite for $49. Link is in the description. All you need to do, the bottom line, is purchase a subscription on either a monthly or yearly basis to either individual programs starting at $20 a month, or in the entire master collection via Creative Cloud, starting at $49.99 a month. And it goes into talking about the cost effectiveness. So it would take you 52 months of your monthly subscription to overlap a single retail purchase of the master collection if you opt to make yearly commitments. Now here's the thing. If you make money with that software is going to cost virtually nothing in the grand scheme of things. Imagine if you pay $49 for software, and then you turn around and make $500 with whatever you created with the software. I would say that's money well spent. They're talking about only paying for what you need, the idea of tax deduction, the difference between their licenses and other licenses, 2 computers on 1 license. And they also discuss the disadvantages like commitment, budgetary concerns. But I think all in all, this is a great step for Adobe. I would rather buy that kind of software rather than having to purchase one version of software and then have to purchase the next one. I would rather have it revolving. But I don't make a lot of money with Adobe software, so it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to go and get it. If you do want to make money and you are looking for photo editing software, even anything that might be available in the Creative Suite, it's definitely money well spent and the right thing for Adobe to do, if only to combat piracy. Come on, the writing was on the wall. They're not going to be the only company to do this with software. Doesn't mean you have to get it. No one's got a gun to your head saying, no, you have to buy the Adobe Creative Master Suite. No one's doing that. You don't have to. So complaining about it is fruitless, really. If you don't want to spend the money, don't spend the money. But I think Adobe's making the right move. I got to tell you. especially for people who are making money with Adobe's products. You're more than welcome to agree or disagree. Either way, we have the full scoop on how you can get the suite for $49. The whole rigmarole's on the blog post. Why Web 1.0 needs to make a comeback. So, Web 1.0. This is the web in its beginning days. Then the idea, Web 2.0 came around, and the idea behind Web 2.0 was mixing, I guess, the service here with this service here in what you would call mashups. So you would take this API and mix it with this API and come up with a completely new service. And so by doing this, a developer could create a new application based on Google Maps without having to license Google Maps. They could just use the open Google Maps API. So Google gets a benefit because someone out there is using their product, but they're not having to violate any kind of security, I guess. Let's say they're not going to release any API that would cause any kind of vulnerability on one particular front or another. It's not just Google that would have APIs or that played along in Web 2.0. Name any company out there, and they likely have some kind of API. Google, Microsoft, Yahoo, on down the line. In fact, Yahoo used to be the poster child for Web 2.0, and geez, what happened to that? So, this is, according to Eddie, an awkward direction for the web. Unless something's done about it, we may just get stuck with a few dominating corporations that exist solely to monetize and monopolize your creative expression and intelligent thought on the web. So, in Eddie's mind, and I think he's right by saying this, if your entire existence is predicated on Google's APIs and what Google can do for you, if they change something, your existence is gone. You cease to exist. So, if you create this application based on other people's applications, when they change whatever they're doing, you have to change what you're doing, or you just disappear, you vanish. So there's something to be said about being an island unto yourself, as long as you have certain mechanisms in place that would allow you to potentially operate with outside services. I always appreciate when I go up to a website to sign up, I always log in through Facebook Connect, if I can. It's just easy. I just click, okay, I don't have to worry about it. I only have to worry about my Facebook account and nothing else. And I'm relatively safe and secure in the knowledge that I don't have to set up yet another username and password. So just keep that in mind. The applications you use today may be interoperating with so many other applications that they may not be around if those other applications stop working. Imagine if Yahoo, for some god unknown reason, they shut down Flickr. I mean, Flickr was a big deal for a while, and it's kind of lost a lot of steam in recent years. But if they shut down Flickr, a lot of other services were integrating with Flickr. Those services would just stop working. Those conduits would just be useless at that point because Flickr would cease to be. Everyone was posting their photos to Flickr. Well, fast forward to today, and now you sneeze your photos every which way, and Flickr is no longer at the center of the photo sharing universe. Certainly not as it was in the beginning. I still have a Flickr account. I've considered shutting it down, but I just don't really track too many photos. I don't really organize photos as much as other people do. So keep that in mind. And Eddie's got I believe a cogent approach as why we need to kind of go back to the way things were before we started interoperating with everybody. DSLR cameras versus HD camcorders for video. I've had so many people ask me questions. Chris, what camera do you use? And I think I answered this in a TLDR. I haven't answered it in a vlog, but just use a simple point-and-shoot camera that was modified with a wide-angle lens from HD Hat, and it works well. I haven't used the T3i because look at this. I can palm it. I can hold it in one hand. I can hold it out. It's easy. It's lightweight, and it's wide-angle. If I had to use my DSLR, it would be a bit more cumbersome. Lens would be about the same, although I gotta tell you, I've had more issues with video recording on the T3i than I ever had with this point and shoot. So I would just as soon opt for something that's simple, that just works. You don't have to do a lot of mussing and fussing, because I don't have to worry about it. The advantage of using this is that it's lightweight, it gets the job done, and we haven't had any complaints. Even if one of the shots was a little off, sometimes I'll stand in front of a light and then you can see the light in the background, you can't see me, it's kind of awkward. Or Diana, gotta tell you, she likes doing the vlogs, she does, But I think she's happier behind the camera than she is in front of the camera. I think we need to encourage more in front of the camera. I think people like you in front more than behind. Oh, don't hide behind the screen. I can still see your shoulder. She's trying to hide. They can't see you right now, right? So, advantages, disadvantages. You've got rolling shutter and aliasing, which is an obvious problem with a lot of low-end HD camcorders and some mid-range DSLR camcorders. But, I think the advantage between a DSLR camera to record video or a straight-up HD video camera is depth of field. That if there's one thing that I would use the T3i for, if I wanted to get a shot that had a depth of field, like a bokeh effect, where the foreground was in focus, but the background was kind of blurry, I thought about that. And we may do a vlog one of these days where we have a lot of those depth of field effects just to see how well it works. Although we'll probably have Creighton shoot that day and then encode it, and we'll see. I'm sure people will like it. I don't know if we could do that every day because that would take a lot of resources that we don't necessarily have. The thing that we do with vlogging is just kind of run and gun, point, click, shoot. You don't have to worry about anything, no calibration or anything. You're off to the races. So DSLR would probably be I would say would edge out HD camcorders, if only for the depth of field effect, the blurriness in the background and the focus in the foreground. In terms of features, I think it's a tie, and Matt also reported that in his, I guess you could call it a shootout of sorts. And then, price-wise, I think DSLR is actually more affordable. So here's the thing. It's content that ultimately matters. And that's what people are going to want to tune in for. And I think that's, one of the reasons why we're okay with using, I would say, a substandard camera, this thing, to do our vlogs, because it hasn't taken away from it. I don't think we're getting any fewer likes or ratings or subscribes because of a lower quality camera. I think ultimately people come for the content. That's what you got to keep in mind. But if you're looking for, to make the decision between a DSLR camera or HD camcorder for video, Matt has done an amazing job in his breakdown. You may have your own perspective on the matter, because everyone's got a choice, right? Don't think that you only have one option. You can go both ways if you want. I have a lot of options, if only because you never know when you're going to run out of batteries. That's for sure. Vlogger size, I don't think I'm going to do that. Actually, no, I think I am. Remember, I want to start walking in the mornings. I want to take the camera out and vlog it and running out of breath. The doctor said. I know, honey.
I probably won't walk in the morning.
You won't walk in the mornings?
You walk like at 6 a.m.
No, I'm not going to walk at 6 a.m. I'm going to walk whenever I get up. You kidding? 6 a.m.? Tomorrow's going to be an early day.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me started. Speaking of, the next article that we've got in the line, take a look. How I consume the news without a television. So, this is an article written by Eddie Ringel, a youngin'. He suggests his number one source is Reddit, 2, Hacker News, 3, Google News, and then last but not least is social networks. And I think that's average. Tomorrow, I have been invited to do a local segment. Maybe the first time, maybe the last time. I don't know. Well, I know it's the first time. Maybe the first time. It is. I have to get up at 6 in the morning to be out of the house by 7, to be across town by 7:45, to be on the air by 8:15. I'm going to be sitting down with one of the anchors on the Q13 morning show and doing a segment about technology. I mean, this is nothing shocking. I've done this 1,000,001 times, but my curiosity with that is anybody watching? I want to know. Like, is anybody watching? That's the thing. When I do local news, I don't even see a blip on the radar. Like, no one new follows me. No one has any idea who I am. I mean, I just show up on the TV thing, and that's it. That's it. I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot, because what I want to do something with the local news where, since we're doing vlogs now, I want to start vlogging Seattle. I think there's a big chance to do something with a local news station, because our vlogs are very popular. I mean, on their own. I want to do something that's more into Seattle, right? So if, like, Diana and I, were able to do something at the zoo, people would, enjoy that, right? Because not everybody gets to go to the zoo. But, I would rather make that connection with the zoo rather than just kind of go and record things without them knowing that I was recording something. That's a little awkward. What are you giggling at? Chris and Diana take Seattle? Exactly. We're doing it anyway. I mean, we did that cruise the other day. People loved that when we were on the boat. I'm just hesitant to record people if they're not aware that we're recording them. So I don't know. It may be an extended thing that we're doing with the local station. I've tried it before early in the morning and got zero traction. Zero. Remember that? I woke up like 4 times at like 6 in the morning. They even came out here and I was just like, oh yeah, something's happening and this is the app. I was like half asleep.
But we didn't have
vlogs then. That is true. So tomorrow's going to be a very early morning vlog, which you won't be able to watch tomorrow morning unless, of course, you live in Seattle. I don't know if they broadcast it online, but the vlog behind the scenes will be up the day after. See, we do our vlogs, we do the segments, and then we compile them the next day. So everything is a day behind in what you see with the vlogs. It just gives us more time. We tried in the beginning to do it the same day, but at this point with our resources, it was just too much pressure. At some point, maybe if we had, a regular production assistant and there was enough stuff going on, we would have someone that would be able to work on it late at night to have it up almost immediately overnight. But I guess that kind of remains to be seen. Tribune stations have streaming news. Good to know. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that note. We have time for maybe 1 or 2 questions now that we've flown through the LockerGnome articles, which I hope you guys appreciated as well, and I hope you guys are spreading the word about those things. By the way, honey, we have almost 100 likes on this live video, which I would say is doing pretty well. Not as good as our vlogs, as much. See, it's kind of depressing now to do live on YouTube, even though it's fun to talk about these tech topics and, general conversation stuff, answering questions and whatnot. But the vlogs are just getting so much higher engagement at this point that it just makes me wonder about everything else. We're still doing tech stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's just getting uploaded elsewhere.
But it's not a competition.
It's not a competition, I know. It's not a competition. I gotta keep that in mind. It's not a competition. People still want it to happen. That's the thing. So I don't want to stop doing it at this point in time. Unbox Guy HD asks, looking forward to Mountain Lion? Yes, I am. Cannot wait. You should publish a recipe book with all your awesome homemade food, says Technology Droid. We really don't. Diana, you've never really written down a recipe. Yeah. Are you and Diana married?
Legally, yes.
Mentally. What? That was asked by Electrolyte 2000, who must not have been paying attention. Either that, or they may be a new follower. Cool. I just liked it. Thank you, Sandy Egyptian. MTV bass player says, what's your iPhone battery level? It is, at this moment, 31%. See that? 31%. Is it going to get in focus? There we go. 31%. See here. Any other questions? Please don't stop with the vlogs. You guys are the best. Please don't stop, says Snoopy Ron 13. How's the iPhone app coming? It died on the table, just like the first one. Don't ask me why. Love the Titanic scene, says Sid Killer 666. Yeah, that was Diana's idea. Google Plus or Facebook? I honestly, I'd split the difference. I don't think either one of them's a clear winner. Could you post full rules on how to win the poster, Chris? Really no rules. I just said leave a comment, rate it, and make sure you're subscribed. It's not really a rule. It's a giveaway. There's no purchase necessary. You just do that. It's easy enough. Who would have known that the day of a Life of Geek would be so interesting, says Stax Media. I agree. I don't know why. Let's see here. You should do the TLDR thing along with Diana. Well, she's good on the other side. And honestly, I'm not trying to keep her away. I've tried to push her into the camera's light, but she actually likes it on the other side. Ricky Lee asks, why do you wear glasses, Chris? Because without them, I would be not able to see very well. I've actually got a doctor's appointment on Thursday to check a new prescription. One more question here, and then we'll do the Know Me the Day and the YouTube the Day. Do you play an instrument? I do not, unless, of course, you count the iPad musical stuff as an instrument. I guess that would be an instrument, kind of. So thank you, everybody, for joining us for another live TLDR episode. Very happy to spend this time with you. Thank you, Nomies. Thank you, YouTubies. Know Me the Day. Yamazaru Ninja. Yay. YouTube the Day. Stumps you.
Electrolyte 2000.
Yay, You know they didn't even know we were married, hon.
Who, Electrolyte?
Yeah.
But I think he's new.
You think they're new?
I haven't seen his
You haven't seen their handle? Diana watches all the comments, dude. So you got to be nice, be good. Thanks again to GoToAssist for sponsoring our broadcast. Not just the broadcast, but the podcast as well. You can download our podcast through iTunes if you haven't done so already. And if you didn't know it, you could use world-class remote support to solve your users' problems quickly from anywhere using GoToAssist. Go.tagjag.com/GoToAssist. And you just click the Try It Free Now button. Be sure to use the promo code Pirillo so that they know that you came to them through us. Plus, you can get proactive alerting, allowing you to fix small issues before they become big problems. GoToAssist. If you have to manage computers, you're not doing a good job unless you're using a tool like GoToAssist. Just telling you, dude. Just try it. What do you got to lose? Nothing! It's a free trial. Very happy they're supporting our broadcast. Thanks, everybody, again, for your support for the vlogs, for TLDR, for LockerGnome and beyond. If you have not yet subscribed to the LockerGnome email newsletter, please do. You can do that at LockerGnome.com. And then, of course, you can join us through the live feed. That's not the YouTube live feed, the one that's being streamed in my home office. We've got a podcast feed circling through 24/7, so you can always hear something geeky. There's always something happening there. And you can even join in and chat, and you can be a part of the live video feed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com.